Now, I can state our vision for worship in two simple words, and it's this: shared glory. You know, when you read through Revelation, and when you get to read in Revelation 4 about the elders gathering around the throne and being in the presence of God together, when we gather around the throne of God, and when we are in his presence together, as we draw closer to the Lamb who was slain, when we come together and we say, holy, 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 we are also gathering closer together. The closer we get to the throne of God and his presence, the closer we also get to one another. And that's what it means when we say our vision for worship is shared glory. It is glory that is being shared with us by the Father, but is also being shared among us. The glory comes together. We are sharing in the glory of God corporately, not just individually. Now, how that vision affects how we sing and make music on Sunday morning is that we emphasize and try and figure out the very best way that we can have corporate worship experiences, and we don't overemphasize the individual. If you've attended any church that does contemporary Christian music, you've probably found that they emphasize, not only in the way they run sound, but the way they do lights and even sing the songs, they emphasize the individual's worship experience on Sunday morning. They have the sound at a volume that will envelop an individual in a seat with a sound so loud that you feel like, oh, I can sing loud because no one can hear me because the music's so loud. They'll turn the lights down in the sanctuary so you're kind of in a little, dark bubble and all the attention is drawn to the platform. And so you feel like, hey, I'm in the dark and the music's loud and I can just have this nice worship experience by myself. And honestly, it's not that that's terrible to have a private worship experience, but I would argue if it's all about the private worship experience, why come to church at all? I come to church to be with my brothers and sisters, to make music and sing songs of praise and honor to God together as a family, because I could just stay in my car if the goal was to be just me and God. Now, we all know that worship has to happen on this level before it can happen on this level, but we don't want to overemphasize this to the point that we neglect this. We emphasize the corporate experience of worship here on Sunday mornings. We don't turn the lights down. We want to see people singing and lifting joyous hearts to God. We turn up the sound loud enough that there is energy in the room, that you feel like you can sing out and not feel too exposed. But we also keep it quiet enough where we can actually hear people singing around us. And even as a worship leader on Sunday morning, I can hear the congregation joining in to what I'm singing, and it just brings us all closer together in worship. We emphasize the corporate collective experience of worship, the horizontal plane this way, while this is also happening. As I mentioned, lights and sound is a big way that we do that. It also matters the kind of songs that we pick. We will sing old hymns and we will sing new choruses. In the Old Testament, it talks about the scribe pulling new and old out of his script to worship God. And so we pull from old hymns and new songs. We pull from everywhere. We love all of it. Anything that glorifies God in truth and in spirit, we're for. But we also are really careful to pick songs that are simple, in the sense that if you're a non-musician, we don't pick songs with humongous melodic ranges or very difficult rhythms that is difficult to grab onto. And so even if you've only been here a few weeks, we hope that you find it easy to learn new songs that you've never heard before. So by the end of the song, you can at least catch a couple of the choruses. We want to make it as easy as possible for our congregation, our church family, to be participators and not spectators. We don't want to gather on Sunday morning just a large group of spectators that watch all the gifts and talents on stage just be performed as an act of worship. We want every single person coming in here to participate and giving glory to God every Sunday morning. That is our vision for shared glory. And everything we do, from the way the drummer plays drums, to the way we run lights, to the way we do our sound volumes, even the way we do our lyrics, every single thing we do is us trying to achieve the vision of shared glory so that we come together as brothers and sisters, the family of God, and we worship God together. That is shared glory, and that is our vision for worship.